Good evening, welcome back. So tonight we are going to be doing a boxing video. So Zakk Wylde sold last night on Reverb, and today I got to get it packed up and sent off to its new owner. So if you guys watched my videos before, if you're watching for the first time, you look at my previous videos, but this is actually my second Zakk Wylde guitar. And when I purchased this one, I got it from Lovey's Guitar in California. Right, here's the little tag for it. We'll go over that in a minute. But anyways, I had thought it was just missing its original case. And when I got it, I realized that they had changed the pickups to Seymour Duncan, and they changed the pots in it. The three-way switch was still original, and the input jack was still original. And of course, you know, all the hardware and tuners and everything like that was original. They just changed the electronics in it. So I did the painstaking task of tracking everything down to make this factory original again. So it does have the brand new Zakk Wylde EMG 8185 actives in it with the EMG pots and all the goodies inside of it. So after putting it all back together, I got the original historic case for it. Could have got a lot of them that just said Gibson or custom on it, but this one originally came with the historic case, so I wanted to make sure I got that. So that is obviously going with it. There's two case keys here, the truss rod wrench, and then these are really cool. So I've sold a couple of these for $100 a piece. It took me many years to collect these special limited edition Zakk Wylde picks here. And then I got a couple here. This one actually came with the EMG pickups, and then you got the Wild Audio one there. And then I got this one from Zakk Wylde at a concert at a meet and greet when I had, because I had 9 of these total prior to this, and they all were signed and autographed by everybody and JSA certified. So got those picks there. Here is the little Gibson wiping cloth, and then again, like I said, I got this from Lovey's Guitar in California. So there's the little tag that they had hanging on the tuners. This is their version of the Dunlop fretboard dressing. So it's the fret knot, that's Lovey's own brand, and then this is just like a little thank you card they sent. So that's going to be going in there. These are the destructions for the EMG pickups that I put in. So there you can see what all came with it. So you got the 9-volt battery thing, and the pots and pickups and input jack. And when I did do this and I put all the electronics in it, like I said, the input jack was original on the guitar, but I changed just the input jack. I kept the washer and the nut and the plate, but I changed the input jack because the original one, they had soldered wires to it, and it was supposed to have like little slip fit connectors and whatnot. So I looked at them both. You look at that video when I was actually building this one, you'll see they had solder goobered all over it, and I figured, you know what, this one's kind of tarnished and old, and this one's brand new. It's no brainer. They're the same thing. Put it in there. It wasn't even gold or anything like that, so it wouldn't have changed the color anyhow. We also have the custom shop owner's manual, the warranty card that is filled out for the guitar, and this came with the historic case. Just another little thank you card from Gibson Historic there. And then I'm not going to pull it all out, but this is all the custom shop paperwork that you get with custom shops. And then last but not least, on the paperwork, we have the Japanese COA and the American COA. So this is what it came with originally for America, and it still came with the guitar. But since it was sent to Japan, I imagine they made this one up for them, and or the dealer made it for them when it got to Japan. But I know this guitar went from here to Japan and then back to California, and now I have it. So the other thing that is going with the guitar is the Zakk Wylde ZW45 wah pedal. So that's going to go along with it with the original box and paperwork. So we're going to go ahead and get this all packed up for the man because I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get his new Zakk Wylde guitar. So we're going to go ahead and get this packed up and sent off to him. So if you guys want to know how to pack a guitar and you're trying to figure out how to ship it, well, watch this video and you'll see I do a pretty good job of packing stuff. I've never had any issues. So here's the first thing I do. I take off the three-way switch. Now this I'm going to have to put in a bag. Let's see if there's anything here. I don't want to put it in none of that. Maybe I'll just condense the keys here because it does have two case keys. So I had an extra key for these cases, and then when the case came, it came with one. So I don't have another one I need this key for, so I'm just going to send both keys. So I'm going to put the three-way switch tip in that little bag there. Put the two keys back in this bag. And then we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff in the little center pouch. There is a couple oxygen, well, it's actually moisture. It takes the moisture out of the oxygen, so your guitar doesn't turn white in the case. Get all this paperwork put in here. Truss rod, wrench, keys, switch tip, the lovey stuff. Not sure if this COA fits in there or not. I know it does in the caramel cases. Yep, that one fits in there just fine. We'll go ahead and stick the levies in there. I'll set this back up here. I should have had a guitar stand sitting here so I didn't have to hold it when I did stuff, but it's late. I've had a long day, worked 15 hours today, so didn't really want to do this tonight, but I wanted to get it in the mail for the guy tomorrow. That way he has it. So we're going to go ahead and stick the Japanese COA underneath the guitar. And there we go. We're almost done. So as far as inside the case goes anyways. So I'm going to put this paper on here to try and protect the frets from getting any damage from the strings if it takes an impact of any sorts. And of course I got a little paper booger there because this doesn't want to cooperate. Any other time I could probably slide this right in 2 seconds, but since we're on a video that nobody's going to watch me sit and struggle with paper for very long, so hopefully I get this in here. No, that's being a real pain in the ass. I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to slide it under and then wrap it top. There we go, that's much easier. Alright. So there we go. Now we just need to detune this a little bit. That way there's not a ton of string tension on there. About 3 or 4 turns. And then it should do it. So now you don't have a ton of stress and tension on the strings. We got the strings protected from denting the frets. We have the three-way switch off. All the paperwork's in there, the picks and everything it comes with. So I guess it's time to say goodbye to it. One last look at the Zakk Wylde. I'm already looking for another one. The reason that I'm going to get rid of this one here is because they made a, like this is a Zakk Wylde serial number 15, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They made 50, and I don't know if they were Murphy's Lab or if they were just aged, but they made 50 of them that is a ZWA for aged. And they took Zakk Wylde's original guitar, laid it on the table, and copied every single nick, scratch, dent, finish check, whatever on it, and they transferred all that to 50 other guitars. So that is my goal, is to get a aged Zakk Wylde, one of the 50, in all original condition. So we'll see what we can do with that. I'm going to be on the hunt for it. So let's go ahead and get this wah pedal put in here. So I've got a little Ziploc bag here. I put all of its original paperwork in there. So we're going to go ahead and stick that in there. Now, the other thing too is when you buy a Gibson, used or not, you spend a lot of money on it. So you should get it in a Gibson box. So that's exactly what we have here, is a Gibson box. Now, this one actually didn't go to it. It would have been a custom shop box, and this one was a Les Paul Classic Trans Cherry. So in the bottom of the box, I've already prepared, and I got a bed of bubble wrap down in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I got a nice bed of bubble wrap down in there to keep this from bottoming out if they set it down really hard. So we're gonna go ahead and set that down in there like that. And then I got more bubble wrap over here. I actually want to take this piece and wrap this. I forgot to do that. That'll help keep it just from being real sloppy in the box. Yeah, I really don't like it, but I feel better about having it in there than not. So now we're just going to take bubble wrap, stuff it down in here. Get it nice and tight. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this wah pedal down in here. Some more bubble wrap. Get that shoved down in there beside it. Maybe I shoved it a little too hard. Let's try wrapping it first. Dang it. There's tape on it. Well, that's just a mess. Alright, let's try to wrap this. And then stick it down in there. There we go. Now we can finish bubble wrapping. And we have the headstock brace. So that will keep it centered in the case. And that's not going nowhere. All right. Yep. Okay, now I just got to grab some tape. And where did I set it? Here it is. And get it taped up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taping this up, and I'm going to have to dig my scale out, which is buried, and weigh it, and then all I got to do is type in my dimensions and the weight on my reverb and hit purchase on the shipping label and print it out. And in the morning I will get this out in the mail, UPS, FedEx. I'm not sure which one it is going to be right yet, but it'll be one of the two. So there it is, guys. Last time we'll see that one. Stay tuned though, because we have lots of projects coming up. And obviously I just sold this, so that means we're going to buy more. You know about if you've been watching, you know about the 2 tribute projects that we're doing right now. Those are going to be complete refinishes. I'm looking at a couple more right now, that are brand new but completely gutted from Stratosphere. So I may or may not, I don't know, buy another tribute because I'm kind of on a tribute kick lately. I've been doing a lot of high-end stuff, and I don't know, I'm having a lot more fun with the cheaper guitars, tearing them apart and having paint work and stuff done to them, changing pickups and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for those videos. They're coming up, and we're going to be going down to Lay's Loft in Akron and their factory, their guitar factory, the Lofts factory in North Canton, Ohio. And we got the amplifier projects that are coming up that are going to Lay's. So stay tuned. There's lots of videos coming. It's just kind of slow because I'm working 12 to 15 hours a day and there's a lot going on in life. So we're going to go ahead and get this to the guy. Thank you for purchasing this. This just helps support my show and my purchases and other projects and stuff like that. The guy that I sold this to got a really good deal. You guys all, if you've been watching, you know the backstory to this. Bought this off of Lovey's Guitar for $6,500. Spent almost $500 on the case, $200 in pickups, $200 on the wah pedal that I put in there. All those picks, there's like 7 picks. That's what I forgot to put in here. And it's a good thing I remembered because he would have been salty. We got to get these in here. So these go with the Zakk Wylde guitar too. So Dunlop used to make all of their strings, and now that he has his own company that Schecter builds his guitars for him now, not Gibson or Epiphone, he switched from Dunlop to GHS Boomer. I'm pretty sure that's GSH, or yeah, I think it's GHS Boomer. So no longer are the Dunlop making the Zakk Wylde strings, and even the GS or GHS Boomers, they don't even have packaging like this as fancy as they did for the Zakk Wylde. So I gotta go ahead and, where's my razor blade? Not sure. I'll just grab my scissors. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that first piece of tape I put on there and get these strings in here. Boy, that would have sucked, because then I'd have had to mail a second package out to him. But yeah, so he got a really good deal because, I mean, all those strings alone. Shit, I seen a guy had 12 packs on Reverb, and he was asking like $300 and some just for the strings. So this guy messaged me and he's like, hey, didn't I see that on Lovey's for like $6,000? And it's like, well, kind of. You seen it up there for $6,500, but it didn't come with, you know, all the strings and the case and the new pickups and everything else that I've done to it. So he's getting a fantastic deal on all this stuff. So we can set all these right here in the top. Put this headstock thing back in here. And there we go. Now we can officially retape that up and send it off. But back to the guitar. So yeah, I had quite a bit invested in this one, and I didn't make much at all. If anything, I might have broke even after you take the reverb fees out and the taxes. So, and I actually, when I was adding up everything that I had in here, I forgot the strings. So I probably broke even on this one. But you can't win them all. The last one I sold, the first one, I sold for $10,600 out the door. So I did a lot better on that one, and it didn't come with all these extra cool goodies. But the only thing I had going for it was an older one with the big giant COA, and it had low serial number. It was number 214. This one's 1,500 and something. Now, when it comes to an artist guitar, especially something like this that they don't make no more, the serial numbers really don't matter if what you're wanting is a Zakk Wylde custom. But there are certain serial numbers out there that are highly desirable, you know, like if it's all ones or all zeros and then a one, or, you know, stuff like that, all sevens. You know, there's serial numbers out there that are gonna probably pull a premium just because of the way they're marked out, you know. But all in all, it's a great guitar. It is a Zakk Wylde custom. Can't go wrong with it. So it's a great player, great collector, even though it does have a little bit of player's wear and stuff on it. They don't make them no more, and they're not gonna. And when he kicks the bucket, they're gonna go way up in price, because just a few years ago I could pick these up between $3,000 and $5,000. Now they're in the $10,000-$11,000 range, so they've already doubled their price. Matter of fact, the first one I bought for $5,000 and turned around and sold it for $10,600. So my first bucket head I bought for $4,000, sold it for $11,900. This one here I got a lot more, and I got, I think, $7,000 in that one, but I'll still make some money on that when I do sell it. And I really don't care if I sell that one. Like, again, I'm going to get another Zakk Wylde custom, but it's going to be the ZWA, the aged one of 50. So if you guys ever run across one, hey, shoot me a message. Say, hey, your ZWA, it's right here. And then I can jump on it. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you again for purchasing this. I will get it out in the mail on the way to work tomorrow. And till then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the projects coming.